to hit you with that brotherhood, and that's gonna be the main thing, and that what sets us apart from everybody else. We have, we have brotherhood.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my access. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me, maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see the rhythm in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was designed fast for our babies to pass through in the day of our king's reign. I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Yeah. Cold shit.
I ain't come with goons, but I'm well connected. Walk in the room, it's pop, 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 like you got rejected. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man. I get a word, he ain't shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking ceiling fan. Hopping out the rental van, on my way to LAX. Brothers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't crippin' on no blood. One West, all my niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on a t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough in them songs, that's the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options. Used to use the triple beam. Used to get the wop, mix it with the nicotine. Now I travel state to state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with them? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get them. I see niggas and they feelings all feel them. Keep the Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with me. At the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay dangerous. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one west, go to war with everybody. Cut the grass for the snake, fuck the gossip. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, trying to curse the imposter. Shit get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Send that hate, make it to the featherweights. Niggas say they hard, but they sweeter than a dedication. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a stepper and a roller. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, nigga. Trying to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cult leader, need the blue stripes, no brick, baby. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dummy, I ain't gunshot. Fuck that little bitch, she a hook. Nigga swear he the go, bring him to the bush. To the bush. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Niggas in they feelings, I don't feel them. Hit the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. Be at the end, gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? What's the problem? I'm one west, go to war with everybody.
I'm from Philly to get out, you catch a cold case. I'm one west, these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit and I ain't leaving. Never. Ski mask transform to war mode like I'm Voltron. Stamp on my head and my chest from the most high. Put something tight around your neck like a bow tie. Got my niggas waiting charged up like they phone died.
Drip clean, it looks so fly, can't be riding. That's why I left his ass roadside, he gon' die. Skyscraper to a nosedive, 9mm plus P, fuck a 4-5. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Hold on.
All right. If I could, you could check and make sure the audio working. About the shot. And while that brother's doing that, we had an ISUBK start out of 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jenny Ahana. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth to blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, who they are according to the Bible, who are the true Jews according to the Bible, might I add. And we've been teaching them the language. Tonight is Friday night, Lashawan Qadash. Now, a lot of people who have not heard this class, most time Christ, a lot of people have not heard of the Lashawan Qadash, like, the class, the whole base of it, the architect, or anything like that. That is what we are here for, so I can break it down. So, just to get into it, like I said, this is Lashawan Qadash. So, Lashawan Qadash are two Hebrew names that make up the title of the language, being the Holy Tongue, right? So Lashwan literally translates to tongue or language. And then Qadash, simply put, is just holy. Now, what does holy mean? Holy simply means to be separate, right? So, with that being said, it's saying it's a separate language or a separate tongue, a holy tongue, right? Now, given in Deuteronomy, the seventh chapter, you know what I'm saying? It's saying we are holy people, right? So, with that being said, holy in that same sense means the same thing as when we refer into this language. It just simply means separate. We were a separate people all the way down to the language. Now, granted, there was a time where everybody literally spoke Hebrew. That was the time that happened. And then before you know it, a lot of languages just start breaking up and coming off into. That way you get the little that the Africans be doing and all that, the little spitting the hoochuk and the knee how Kylie and all of this, so the other stuff, right? Okay, so but before that, it was this, the first language, the original language. But since we are holy people, we had to be separate from everybody else. So it wasn't no big deal with other nations picking up their own language and passing down generations. The problem is along the line, we lost what we were supposed to stay with. Bottom line, because the proof of it is all of us are speaking to each other in English. I'm teaching y'all in English. I should be teaching y'all in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I had to teach this class is because this language was taken. It should have been if we did everything right. I wouldn't even have to be teaching this class. I should be teaching say y'all something totally different. Right. But that's why we got this class. So by that being said, Slacker, in the English, they had the alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They just do that, right? Now, the, that is just how it is. Now, we don't have this in the Hebrew where the sound makes A, B. I'm gonna just put C so I don't confuse myself. You know what I'm saying? We don't have nothing like this. That be like D. We don't even have the E. You know what I'm saying? We don't have these sound effects. We don't have F. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a G. That's that's not where we come from. We don't come from this. Right. We come from a strict I sound and an I sound. That's where we come from. This is all that is. It was never this. All this is the problem. That is like, go ahead. You had a question? No. I was about to say, yeah, see, this is the problem. The reason why it's a problem is because the only reason we know this is because our oppressors back in slavery, they didn't, they were so paranoid and schizophrenic about what our next move was gonna be. They don't understand these people speaking Hebrew. So what was their next best option? Beat it out of them, make them speak our language so we can understand them. That way we can even get us a whiff of if they want to run, if they want to fight back, if they want to conquer us, if they want to return on to us the same thing we did to them. That's what we're going through their head. That's the only reason we even know this. When we were doing better, we were doing way better just focusing on this, just speaking this. That's what we're going back to. Because when Christ come back, that's literally this right here is all he's gonna understand. That's it. He's not gonna understand all. The only thing he'll be able to just catch is your spirit, but your spirit ain't gonna save you. You know what I'm saying? Your spirit ain't gonna save you if you in the wrong spirit. You know what I'm saying? You should be focused on the Holy Spirit, the spirit that the Most High gave. You know what I'm saying? You have that spirit that He gave us is basically our whole entire being. The way we walk, the way we talk, the way we dress, the way we greet each other, the way we treat each other, how we supposed to be treated. You know what I'm saying? Instead, it's the opposite. We speaking English. We treating our women like whores. We having threesomes and crazy orgies. We robbing each other. We setting each other up. We doing all this crazy stuff. We putting the beast on the brother just for simply scuffing up our shoe. When we have slaveries, we bringing in over like three, four, $500 a week, maybe. Every 2 weeks, people bringing in over $1,000, maybe 900, and you're gonna beat a brother up and even take his life over a pair of shoes that cost $100 and 10 cents after tax. It should never came down to that. But the only reason it came down to that, we end up getting picking up our precious language, and then before you know, we start picking up their habits. Because if they was able to beat us, beat their language into us, what else were they able to do? They were able to teach us their mannerisms. If we didn't understand none of the stuff they were saying, we would just still be the same holy people. We would be brotherly, super brotherly. We wouldn't be doing nothing, right? So with that being said, You know what I'm saying? This, first of all, the first alphabet is a I, right? Now, the Hebrew word that describes this characteristic is a lot. A lot, it's a lot. A lot translates to cow because that would be a symbol that defines it. But it's turned this way. So if you turn it this way, it literally looks like a cow's head. So the first Hebrew letter is I. Right. We got ba, kind. And everything is from right to left, not left to right. That's originally how it was. Yeah, that's originally how it was. Now, if you just writing it like down, so you don't feel so so like going like this, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Hebrew language, you will never see it be written from left to right. It's always right to left. Everything's on the right. So that's another thing. We done lost our language so bad that it's really confused all of us because the same way you're like, oh, the exact same way. Literally, when I first came in, literally writing everything from left to right. But really it's right to left. When Cardiologist seen my nose, he like, oh, you gotta change this. It's right to left. And trust me, that brother's a real scholar and he's strict. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and teach y'all this. Yeah. Now me, I'm not a stiffler. The brother not a stiffler either. But the brother is he's very like everybody got their own unique way of teaching, right? But we gotta try to better to see where you make the mistakes and I clean it up because that's my job. Because I was making those same mistakes, so it'll be like pretty easy for me to do. So we got I by God da ha, right? These are the first five letters in the original language. The same way like you'll get A, B, C, or something like that. It's I by God da ha, right? You remember that strict I sound. That is the Hebrew language. For example, you done probably heard brothers salute each other. We'll be like shalom, which people say shalom because of like the whole accent, but really it's shalom. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never shalom, shalom. It ain't nothing like that. Shalim. It's not that. You know what I'm saying? It's this shalom. So we be like shalom, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. So never once did you hear a C, a F, or no, you ain't hear all them extra syllables, those unwanted syllables. That is the original language. And granted, shout out to Yale, they actually went back and proved everything that we were teaching about this even these five characters, I'm light years ahead of everybody as far as like history alone. Yeah. Because Yale went back and proved they like we got to do the research on this. Or what those Jewish people saying is that the real Hebrew? They just found out it wasn't. It wasn't the real Hebrew. It's just the language they just here for no reason at all. This is where you want to be. This is where you want to be at. It starts as this. It's just as simple as this, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write all of the characters, and then I'm gonna run through them all, and then I'm gonna just break them down. Whatever question you have, once all of them are on the board, I'll be more than happy to answer. You get what I'm saying? Yo, man. Hold on. You gonna be my time check. All right. So, Wazaha. Sa, yeah. We got Ka, La, Ma, Na. We got Sa. Dang. That's the downside of being short. Because I still wanted to write all this up here. But I need all this one. I do. But that's all right. We're gonna just stop right there. Then I'm gonna do the last few. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put the sound that they all make right underneath, obviously. Also, why I got the board just to confront something. The white man is such a devil in the tree. They, in a sense, they stole some of this Hebrew to even make up the English language. Now, there's cases that they might not have stole the character. That is true, but they did steal the alphabet themselves. Went back and changed the sound of it just to even form the English language. So, in a sense, you can say we speaking a bastardized version of our very own language in some cases. It's just like, but that comes from us disobeying the Most High God, and then He had to put us in slavery for X amount of time. Now, where the things went wrong is when we were supposed to be released from slavery. Well, the devil being the devil, they just didn't want to let their slaves go, and that's why Judgment Day is mainly coming, just so He could show them, "These my people. We can take our back, give them their language back, give them everything back. They don't want to give it, so it's finna get to. But right now, we have the option to take some of our stuff back before Judgment Day come. Come when Judgment Day come, everybody else get judged. We're not getting judged. Right. You know what I'm saying? We straight. We in the clear. But that's just a sidebar. So the reason why I said it was still dumb, you see the I right? The original I was like that, but our ancestors along the line they changed it to where it's like this. But what so-called white man gonna do? Gonna take this, turn it into this, erase this, and boom, you got A. You change the sound.
That was crazy. We can see it now that you said something. You can really see it. You can turn that A to the A, turn it that way, it's an A.
Exactly.
Ba, put a line down, it's a B.
Exactly. You
Yep.
see what I'm saying?
On the side, it's a C.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
see, this a part. This was a dead giveaway where they stole it. La, ma, na. L, M, N. Like in the alphabet, LMNOP.
Yeah.
You see that? And you see how the character sleep resemble, because all I would have to do for this,
Turn it upside down.
turn it upside down, and then
Go line up.
exactly.
No bar.
Same thing with this.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So they made it to where it's virtually impossible for you to actually get your language back because it's hiding dead in your face. All you need is us to teach you. And not only that, archaeologists you can look it up on like any blog, Bing, Google, anywhere, whatever, any search engine. This is gonna come up when you look up the original Hebrew language. It's gonna come up in stone tablets, stone that's older than almost everything on earth. Literally.
So
Go
I
ahead.
get, so I get my third. What kind of Hebrew is this?
It's paleo,
All right.
paleo Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? And it's the original Hebrew. Now, there is another bastardized version too. It's called the Assyrian. That part I hate teaching to the core, but we have to teach it because it helps us get like a leg up on our person. Because they all they did was take all of this, they add extra syllables like they did in English. That's what the Assyrian is.
Mm-hmm.
But we take the common sound syllables out and we make it as strict as this. The only thing is Babylonian characters. But I get to that a whole nother time. All right. But right now we just on the basics. So right here would be 5, 10, 15 of them, right? Then the last ones would be Kalamanasa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Tha. Those would be the last ones. And that's why I say strict I and I sound. Only one character literally makes an I sound. And that's a granted. I don't want that to look too much like the nah. I don't want to confuse nobody. So Taza, Wa, Ra, Sha, and Tha. Now granted my H and English looks trash. Sometimes it will look like an M. So let me fix that real quick. Okay, so this feature fill, not an M. Yeah, this is which one? Yeah, that's a hot. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So that's another thing about it. Like F, U, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, so and then you'll notice it's 5, 10, 15. This will be 19, 20, 21, 22. It's 22 characters in the original Hebrew. So up here I'm right. 22, 22 characters. In English, there's 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 characters. So they actually added four more characters on. There's 26 characters. Right. Now, this thing about it, we don't have an E in the Hebrew, of course. We don't have an F in the Hebrew. We don't have a J in the Hebrew. We don't have a O in the Hebrew. Let's see, we don't have, they barely survive. We don't have a U. We don't have a V. We don't have a W. We don't have an X. So I erased all of the other ones. In the English alphabet, out of 26, this how many they stole before they start formulating other characters to go along with it. They stole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. They stole 18 of our characters in the Hebrew, flipped their characters around, and gave it different sounds. You get what I'm saying? That's really all they stole. The reason why I say it is because we already got the A established. We already had the B established, right? We don't actually have a C. So really, I could get rid of that too. So really, they didn't steal 18, they stole 17, right? We don't have a D, but we have a dot. It would be this. We don't have a G, we have a guy. That would be this. We don't have an H, it would be a high. That would be that over there. That I, right here. You get what I'm saying? The K, we don't have a K, we have a Kai. The L, it wasn't an L at first. It was originally a La. M and the N, Ma and the Na. These are all the originals. P, a pi. The Q, a qua, a R, a ra, a S, a sa, T, a ta, Y and Z, of course, Ya and Za. All, all of this came from all of this over here. The reason why this is important is because that's where we came from. Now, granted, we not the original people, but we are the first people to ever come into the truth. We're the first people to ever receive the Lord's covenant. We're the first people to receive the Lord's blessing, and we were the only main people that actually stuck with the language that the Most High God gave us in the first place. While everybody else went and did their own thing. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's very important that we remember this. Because without this, we are nothing. It was proven in slavery. We would have had a fighting chance. We could have got out earlier, but they beat this out of us. And now all our game plans, it was out. I'm like, of course they're gonna have snitches. If a snitch of ours is so scared of the oppressor, he done beat their language into us. And he hears us talking about the plain English because we don't remember this. In the press speaks English, well, what is he gonna do? He's gonna, oh, massa, massa, and shut the whole thing down. Versus, exactly. Now, granted, there was slaves that was extra smart. They held on to it no matter what, and they passed it down secret. And before you know it, it was able to make it to the people who started this school in 1969. That's a glorious thing. And now I'm able to teach it to you here in 2026. So that's why it's a glorious thing that we have this up here. And then I ain't gonna lie, at first when I first saw this, I was like, what am I looking at? Then I saw, man, they tripping. After immediately after class, I ain't gonna lie. Confess good for so immediately after class, like Paleo Hebrew. I looked up that, I looked up original stone tabs and all that. And all of these characters really popped up though. So it blew my mind. I'm like, okay. I'm like original language, yada yada yada. And it still popped up. I'm like, okay, they not lying. Right. I'm like, that's why I said confess good for so I'm telling you, coming in here, immediately I rushed to prove these niggas wrong. Just for them, just for me to end up, okay, nah, this is all right. This is what I learned to have been wrong. The A, B, and C and all that. This is what you don't want. And I done stood my phone for the eraser. Look at me tripping. So, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure y'all remember the fact that they stole 17 of our characters in Bastard. You know what I'm saying? This is Ali Abagadaha Wazakataya Kalamanasa I Pa Taza Quabrashata. Go ahead. Is that a guy? Pa. Oh no, that was by accident. That would be a racist something. That would be a racist something. Now, you'll notice they stole the character of a thigh and turned it into X, right? Now, granted, the character thigh, the whole word for it actually translates to the word mark. Because granted, thigh marks the spot, but in English they even took that. They turned it into X marks the spot. That's another thing, right? It's a lot of cases like thigh. You know what I'm saying? The word for that was like Shemayim. You know what I'm saying? That's more like waters. So this would like would be a symbol. Well, no, this would be water. What we at? Right here, my young. This would be waters. Cause if you right this, it looks like a wave. Right now, this right here, what I got to because I'm thinking about something else. No, this would be like a tooth in the Hebrew. In the English transliteration, I mean, it would translate to tooth. All these characters have very distinctive looks on them. So like, I had a brain fart like twice. This would be like water. So I'm gonna put water right here. That way you could kind of remember. Like for example, B. If I erase this, what that look like? He said boat, but in the English it actually translates to tent. I'm like, I can see how you would get confused with a boat, but like, say if you look at a tent sideways, this is exactly what a tent would look like. If it was sitting sideways, it would look like that, right? Well, it already say bar right there, so I'm gonna put tent right up under it. So we got tent, cow. This right here, but actually translate to camel. You'll notice it looks like a camel's hump. Camel, a door. Now, granted, we dwelled in tents. We dwelled in tents. So originally, what we would be considered a door, it would look like this. That's why that would translate to door because a door of a tent is it's a triangle. You get what I'm saying? So you got high right here. That's, okay, this right here I gotta fact check that because I literally in my own notes confused myself in my own notes. But that came from me just being overzealous. That's what you gonna learn another thing about Hebrew. Context is everything. Sometimes if you read too far into the context, you will confuse yourself. Yeah. That's a grant. Now let's see. For ka, that would be like the Hebrew word for that would be kop. It would translate to like palm. The reason why it would translate to palm, the palm of your hand literally has cops in it. Like sometimes people lines connect, but you'll see if it was connected, it would be a cop. Exactly like it look exactly like that. You get what I'm saying? La would translate well the Hebrew word for that would be learn. The reason why, okay, this gonna sound so messed up. Learn is like a learning stick. Like I'm a whoop some sense into you. Like discipline. Yeah. Like so like they were actually like the word for they would translate to learn for this character for this specific character. Right? So we got water. And then I know for side, this actually would mean dang it. Dang, I just had it. I just had it. See, that's what I get for overthinking stuff. So I remember it being like established. Right, established. Now, of course, established. Well, as a matter of fact, what I can't do, I keep forgetting. You did run through my first classes. So, right, I want you to write all of the meanings of every word on this side. And while you do it, I'm gonna just explain it or break it down rather. As a matter of fact, everywhere I wrote erase where they meaning, right, and just add the rest of the words to these characters. You get what I'm saying? In Hebrew? Right. Most anchor. Why the brother right there up there like what the last one I was talking about was Sai, which he like the brother said some mock. I be having brain farts because I'm already thinking about my next class, so you gotta forgive me sometime. All right, I'm already thinking for next week. So Samak means established. Now the reason why established is so important is it's always very, very important to be established because there was a time we were ordered to take the land of Canaan. The Most High God gave us the green light to take something, right, and establish ourselves. Now, granted, the problem is we lost establishment at some point in time. Cause what like how we upset the Most High God, we lost that sense of establishment. We started partaking in marriages with heathens and taking up their customs and basically just turning our back on the Most High God. We know that our God is true and living, but we're so fascinated with everybody else's establishment instead of our very own. And before you know it, like even back then, we had brothers picking up a smoking habit. Um, we had people partaking in orgies for whatever reason. I don't know how that always comes up. Basically the same thing that you know is wrong today, they was doing it back then, and they came from everybody else's establishment. That's why people need to remember how important it is to be samak, to be established. That what I was last talking about, right? Now, of course, I already put I already showed you how shot means tooth. I had to draw that line up there, but that's what it would. That was like what would be transliteration would be. Oh snap! Dang, I didn't know what you mean by that. Nah, I mean like in the English. Oh shoot! But like I thought you saying like he character. Like okay now. Okay, now like for example, you see how you remember how I lot, so you just write it, write the rest of it out, basically. Okay, boom. So what the brother gonna do is just write all those out. Now, granted, your original notes keep that. You know what I'm saying? Like the sound they make up under 'em. What he's going to do is like the same thing I was breaking down to you, like as Hebrew words to describe their character. And I was basically yeah, right. 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 The character makes out a whole word that describes why that character looks exactly like the way it does. Like, for example, a lot, Calvin, I already gave you the tent, we will give the Yaf, the mall, camel, and the loft door, right? And then we got, well, we're gonna let the brother just write it up there. The nah, yeah, yeah, all right. Oh, so it must mean something different, but they go to show you some stuff naturally we kind of pick up on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like when you call a woman like fine or beautiful. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe the Hebrew word is ma'ad or mad. One of them, I believe it's ma'ad. And you know what's so crazy? In New York, what do they say about herself? She's mad fine, mad beautiful. So you know what I'm saying? But in the Hebrew, it's a straight I sound, so it would still be like mod or ma'ad. So it's crazy. The only like they took so much of our language. Sometimes we find ourselves using it, but we don't know we speak in Hebrew, but it's bastardized version because there's syllables and sounds that we don't know we not supposed to be using. But it's that simple like Gamal, Gamal, and it literally translates to camel. But then in English, what would be a camel, right? But Gamal, they stole Gamal and turned it into camel. They take it and they flip it. It's like they flip it to their own understanding, right? Like yard, for example, yard. This right here will be like hand. It translates to hand because you see how it looks. Like if I do my hand like this, it looks exactly like it literally translates to hand. Like Tana or Tana'a, that translates to basket. You get what I'm saying? There's different ones. It's a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important for us to know these things because, like, they got something like I don't know why people like that Egyptian stuff, that Kemet stuff, but naturally, our people look at the symbols and be like, "That's got to mean something," which in a lot of cases it does because they just call it hieroglyphics. That's no different than this. They have character. They like you can look at these symbols and be like, you can just look. We can discern this means something. Naturally, we already got that ability to know everything is more than what it looks like. Like they look at these pictures and paintings and stuff. They're like, oh, we had to be in Egypt because look at this. This means something. This mean that. This mean that. Like we already know characters and symbols can always be translated. That's a natural thing with us. Naturally, our souls when we pass, our souls go up. We wait for a while till Most High God finds it the right time for us to be sent back down. So naturally, our new bodies, our new flesh might not be inherently utilized up by spirits pick up on things in the familiar sense. That's why it's so easy for us as the Lord's people to go off into the things that's far from the Lord because we already have a natural understanding of certain things, or we at least got that natural thing to want to learn or want to know about it, and that's why it's so dangerous. Our people are too smart for their own good sometimes. Is that the mad, mad, mad? Lamad, yeah, Lamad, yeah, Lamad, yeah, that's a D. So yeah, Lamad, which of course that translates to learn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ayun over there translate to I. You know what I'm saying? Everything got a very distinctive way to describe his character. Like Ra'ash. Ra'ash actually means chief or first. You know what I'm saying? It could mean chief or first. You know what I'm saying? Which one was it? That would be this one. It could translate to chief or first. Because Ra'ash translates to head actually in a lot of cases. Like it just like context. But all the context is to let you know that that's like a very strong character. Because it translates Ra'ash translates to head, chief. In some cases it could translate to beginning. You know what I'm saying? But then you got a lot, which in a sense it could in a sense it's a form of power. Like the very first character is a form of power. Because granted a lot is of course cow, but it can also be Abba, you know what I'm saying? Father, which everybody knows in the original household what's supposed to come first. I mean, of course, we get Most High God, Christ, but what comes first after that? The Father. You know what I'm saying? So it's always different ways for you to remember the language. It's all about learning the basics, just looking at this, writing it down, practicing it, practicing it, practicing it. You know what I'm saying? Because we did he get called up to the podium? Okay, so you'll learn it's gonna be a time you get called up to the podium. This will be on there. It's just not gonna look exactly like this. It's gonna look exactly like this characters, but they're all gonna be formed in words.
Right. That's what I want to understand. Like when you see the word, do you sound like if you put ka and na together, the two put together, are you supposed to say it like that, like naka, or do you say it
I
like
get what
that?
you're saying. All right, I get what you're saying. All right, so you said, all right, I'm gonna circle these. You said for your example, you said ka, and you said na, right?
Yeah.
Ta, and na. Now we're gonna use these as an example. This Hebrew word right here. Well, let's just use two of them. I'm gonna erase this. Let's do ka and na, right? So I will write this. Now, yes, you see a ka and a na, but since these two words are making up one word, you will actually connect both of these two, and you will keep the sound of the first word, but make sure you connect it into this. So, and what you were saying, would it be like na,
Right.
right? That is not inherently just a thing. So to answer your question, it won't be like that. When you see words together, it's literally gonna just be time once it's connected.
So you drop. So you drop the last.
Exactly. So okay, Bailu, every character has their very own sound, right? This is a ka, this is a na. In order for it to be kana, both of these would just be separate. No different than all these being separate. Now, once you put these together, you forming a word and you get, I'm gonna write it from left to right for you will get kind out of that. For example, let's say sha la ma. This is a sha, this is a la, this is a ma. Ah. Hey man, I'm telling you, that's why I hate English, man. It be messing up my classes sometimes. So this is sha, a la, and ma, right? Sha, la, and the ma. Now we all know that these are their individual sounds, but when it comes to the exact word that they're making up, let's say from right to left, how it's supposed to be sha, la, and the ma. This will be by itself, so it will be sha. But for example, for the word shalom is what we write now, shalom. So in order to make sha la ma shalom, we will separate the sha. We connect the la to the ma, and you will get lum. So out of that, this becomes shalom instead of shalama. Now, in order for it to be shalama, I would have to
Add another character.
add another character. Because if you add a ha at the end of each word, or at the you add this right next to the ending character of the root word, you just extend the last character. So if I wanted to make this shalama, I would have to extend the ma because the ma can't. If you can't basically without this to extend that ma, you
Yeah.
can't make a real word. There's very cases where some characters extend themselves, like a ya, or some cases you will get a I to extend itself. Let's see. Yeah, for the most part, it's mainly just a yeah and a I. Then the main thing that can extend the word in the high, of course, but extend themselves, I and a yeah.
Okay. So I got you.
All right, what lay it on.
Okay, so uh you said yeah are the only ones that can extend the word. So
They can extend themselves.
extend it.
But what can extend what the main character that's used to extend the word is a high. Cause now it turns shalom. So when you add this, cause they know you can't connect like that. You can't do that. So now that it ain't shalom, and I added this to elongate this, it's only gonna elongate my. So that means this right here will have to be separate. So now it turns to shalama, which we have a brother in school named Shalama. That's how I was able to kind of get what you was trying to throw out there. So I'm trying to see if there's an easier way for me to kind of break it down to you as well. Let me, let me give you like an example. The Lord's name is Yahweh, right?
Right.
So that'll be written out Yah, Ha, Wah, and Ha, right? This will be Yahweh. Now, of course, the Yah is by itself, the Ha is by itself. So, of course, it will be just its own sound. But this Y has to be elongated to make Yahweh, right? So, in order for us to elongate this, instead of it being Yahweh, we use this Ha to connect it.
Drop. I get you.
Exactly.
Get you. I get you.
All right. No saying crack.
I'm following. So far, I'm so far. I'm following. I ain't gonna sit there and say I got you.
Yeah,
So far, I'm following.
exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? Like it's a I don't know how to explain it in a sense, like as far as like how I'm able to pick up on, but
And
it's
I
the same.
should I to explain to you how I think I got it.
Okay, go for it.
When you okay, when you add it, every time you add one, one gonna drop off. So
Exactly.
one gonna drop off. So it's like you got three letters. We're gonna do English. You got three letters. The first letter is gonna be its own sound. The second letter, the third letter. First letter gonna be its first be a sound, but the second letter, third letter is gonna be like half of the sound. Like it's not gonna say the same letter.
Exactly. Exactly like that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly how you said it. Yes, that's exactly how it is. But it's in here with a strict I and I sound.
That's a lot of people could Zavok said the class is blurred. I'm gonna check online and see. But he said that about 6 minutes ago.
It must have been focusing out of nowhere.
Could have been.
No sweat. No sweat.
I'm gonna check for you though. It's a lot of people.
Yeah. Now, granted, it's very important. Like this, deep. Like, see, you see how fast you caught on to it.
Right.
That's why they be like kind of scared for us to be like teaching these classes. That's why Donald Trump tried to call and get us uh, get shut down, but the generals obviously said no. You know what I'm saying? Because when we learning these things, we got brothers going in public, and after a while them working and pressing their Hebrew and like doing the basics and what you just did, being able to make that clear discernment to make it easier for you, which we got. That's exactly what it is. Exactly how you said it. You got your first character that starts it off. The devils or your oppressors, they call it a prefix,
Right.
a preposition. Then you got the following word. Then you got well, not the following word, but the following character. But then you got the end character. Like they call it the suffix. Well, we call it what's the word? It's a dang, I forgot how to say it. It ain't the subject pronoun, is it? What you talking about? Like in a word? Yeah, like in the word, like the ending word. You know what I'm saying? Where the like the last character connects to the character before it. You know what I'm saying? They call it a suffix. Right. You know what I'm saying? This another word for it. I'm like, but for sure, yeah, suffix. That's how it is. You gotta get to discern between the so-called prefix and the so-called suffix. That's how it is. Now, what you did was just that. That's all you did. That's all you had to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's all this is. Like what he did. Like when he came back and wrote all these together. Like for example, let's say a lot. We get that it's an I. Then we get that you. Then in order to make the word, you would need I, la, and a pa. We already got established that this is our so-called prefix, or we could say, I thing I just said. I just said it. God dang. Well, we just gonna could just say prefix just for time's sake. So we got prefix, then we got the character that's finna connect. Well, of course it would have been by itself like this, but it would have been separate. In order for us to make this word, you would need that to connect to the so-called suffix. You drop it out, right? Which makes it a so-called suffix. So that's how you will get a lot. You got the I by itself, and in order to make a lot, you need this to connect to this. In order for you to do it, you just drop that extra sound that it will make. So you will drop that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so exactly what you're saying is correct. The only reason I wrote on the board is so people that's tuning in online or who will come across this will actually see exactly what you was talking about. That way they kind of get you caught on, basically. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that which is pretty sharp for your first basic class. You know what I'm saying? Because next week you're gonna want to need that a little bit more because yeah, I'm gonna have to run down on the Syrian. You know what I'm saying? The Syrian, I'm gonna give you a little bit of Syrian. Man, I hate the Syrian, man. I hate it. Okay. This is why I say you'll need it a little bit more because the Syrian is Amalek version of the Hebrew as far as the character wise. But the pattern of it is the exact same way as the original. So they stole our language as well. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Nah, that's pretty close. It's all right. It's pretty close. Trust me. It's all right. Now, this would be a Syrian. Like this, for example, would be an I. That would be an I. This would that would the exact same look I did the same exact same look I gave. So yeah, you ain't gotta worry about putting this in your notes right now. Cause it's going in. I'm gonna break down this next week and I'm gonna break down the history of how they stole it, and I'm gonna break down yeah, yeah, just that one character. I know. Just that one character. Just like this is why I say you would need that the most. Cause look, in the original Hebrew, this is a shot, right? In the Syrian, this would be a shot. They stole. They basically stole our pattern, changed the sounds of it, no different than how they did with English. But the only thing is, for them to want to stand out so badly, they took it and merged it up with Babylonian character. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's crazy. Exactly. That's exactly what they did. Yeah. Yeah. So then once they done flipped it around so many times over the years, it ended up turning into something called Yiddish. That when you hear them little fake Jews be like, what are we saying? Like they be spitting and stuff. They be like, how to and all that. I just I just heard him just say a whole bunch of. I ran into two of them earlier today. At the Walmart while I was out with my wife. I just seen two smile hats. I'm like, "Hey, smile hats." Then I just heard them talk. I'm like what are they saying? But when you look at them talk, it look like they having a conversation. But when you're hearing them, it sounds like they just spitting at each other. They don't like literally. That's how many sounds they done add.
Right.
It's like Yiddish. It's a bunch of gibberish. That's all it is. Go ahead.
It's a lot of people. We bring out the same. I had seen after a little bit before coming into the truth, I had seen some horror movie or show or something, and it took so there was a part in it where it was like a Jewish family talking, right? And I be watching stuff with subtitles, and as the Jewish family was talking, speaking quote unquote like Jewish or Hebrew, right? It literally says in Yiddish,
Yeah, that's
code. That translate the whole conversation. It's like parents going back and forth with kids at the dinner table. I'm like, yo, that's Yiddish.
yeah.
And then here he comes talking like, yeah, they not speaking Hebrew. They're
And
speaking
then
Yiddish.
Yiddish, yeah, that's how it is. They just call it Hebrew.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they haven't even been over in Israel like for that long, really. They came there around was it World War I and World War II. They haven't even been there for a long time.
Yeah, two World War II.
Exactly, but we actually originally were from there from almost 100, maybe to 1,000 years. We was but they push it. They inherit our land, and everybody say, well, they there, so they gotta be the real Jews. But they wasn't even there that long. And now they associate Yiddish with Hebrew.
Hmm.
That's why when you look up Hebrew, first thing gonna pop up is Yiddish and Babylonian characters.
Right. So do you think doing a bad thing then?
I believe the Lord put the spirit on that man to oppress his own people.
Hmm.
That's what I. All right. So who seen it fit? Who am I to go against God? All right. That's it. That's where we at with that. All right. So all right. So with that, we're gonna ask you case start one West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York. What do anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Y'all sure? All right, Most High Christ. Well, we are the ISUPK starting one West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of Indiana. This is Friday night Lashawan Qadash class, and that'll be my time. Shalom.